Hello, everybody, and welcome to this rainy Sunday afternoon here live from Dunning Stadium. It's the second round of the Class L CIAC Semifinals, where the number 2 seed New Canaan Rams are hosting the number 3 seed Maloney Spartans. I'm Ethan Bonner alongside John Freeds in the booth today to call the game. And obviously, John, this is a rematch of last year's championship game where New Canaan ended up winning 16-13 in a hard-fought game. What do you think we can expect going into the second round of the game when Maloney is wanting revenge on New Canaan's turf?
Yeah, you talk about it. Both coaches on Maloney's side, Kevin Frederick and Lou Marinelli on New Canaan's side, know each other and how dominant they have been throughout the entire season. And Lou Marinelli knows that obviously they're coming in for revenge on New Canaan's home turf, and Maloney has never visited Dunning Stadium, so this is a first for them. But one of the key things is maintaining their star players. On New Canaan, you got Alex Benevento, and on Maloney, you got Dante Kelly. And you talk about it, both coaches know that they're lethal. Benevento has returned 2 kickoff return touchdowns to open the past 2 games against Darien and Killingly. And Dante Kelly had one for himself last week, as well as he had one last year in the championship. So you talk about both are very dominant, and both coaches know that they're going to get their touches. They just need to be able to defend and limit them. It's not about completely stopping them, as you can't really stop dominant players, but you can limit them, and that's going to be the key to the game for both teams.
Yeah, you talk about the dominant players, right? One of them is Alex Benevento, who has carried New Canaan's team on his back. The past 2 games, they are riding a hot streak. He has 1,168 total yards on the season, a lot of them which were racked up in the past 2 games to help keep this momentum going for the Rams. They won 31-17 against Darien in the Turkey Bowl, and then they carried that momentum, almost putting up 50 points against Killingly, which they are now here to take on Maloney and hopefully punch their ticket to the championship game. Big thing here is special teams, right? You obviously talk about offense, you talk about defense, but the big thing about this is special teams. New Canaan has an outstanding special teams led by Alex Benevento, who has 2 games in a row with back-to-back kickoff returns to the end zone to start the game. Other teams haven't found ways yet to where to kick it off, right? They've tried script kicks, they've tried deep kicks. All the way, it goes past their 50-yard line, and they're gone almost on either drives or just on the opening kickoff. And then obviously you have the other senior captain, Owen Lyden, who's dealing with pneumonia for the past 2 games, and now he's back. Jake Fox has been filling in for his role, who's done a great job filling in. But now I think it's great that the teammates know that their senior captain, Owen Lyden, who's going to bring his leadership back and going to bring the power hitting back to this team.
Yeah, and you talk about it, Alex Benevento. Let's take one more look at these stats. 1,189 yards, 253 rushing yards on the season, but they come in kind of key situations. Then he's got 14 total touchdowns, 7 of them rushing, and other on the defensive end and the kickoff return. You mentioned he has 3 pick sixes this year. In his career, he has 5, so one more would break the state record. And then he has 6 interceptions this year, so he's dominant on not just the offensive side of the ball, but also on the defensive side of the ball. And then when you move over to Maloney, you talk about it, their key players in Dante Kelly, who is a widely known name, really talked about. Whoever plays Maloney knows and he's got a target on his back, and no one's been able to figure him out this year. And then on the other, his teammate in Martel, both dominant players. But Dante Kelly is averaging 68.2 receiving yards per game as well. He has 21 total touchdowns, 9 on the receiving end and 7 on the defensive end. So you talk about it, both really just 7 on the rushing touchdowns and 9 on the receiving. So you talk about both really versatile on both sides of the ball, but then also he's just so versatile in the offensive schemes, from receiving to rushing, and obviously both threats on the kickoff return, and that's going to be a big play. If one of them can break free in this game, that's a big boost. And what was a defensive state championship last year, both teams are kind of looking to kind of run that again. I'm expecting Maloney to take some shots down to Martel and Dante Kelly, of course, but New Canaan wants to keep pounding that ball. You mentioned when they played, the time of possession battle was 31-16 in the championship. So New Canaan's going to take their time and going to put together good offensive possessions and just see what works.
Yeah, you talk about it, right? You talked about all of the keys of the game perfectly, but I got some of my own keys of the game, especially for New Canaan, right? I want stay efficient on special teams, right? That is what has set up their touchdown drives and put up almost 50 points against Killingly last week. They've gotten great field position on almost every single drive. And also, besides the punting and the kick returning, right? You want to talk about Tucker Stevens, who has been outstanding on extra points. He went 7 for 7 last game against Killingly, and you had Simon Shakarov take a lot of the kickoffs to get him some more reps in. And then obviously you want to talk about the D-line, right? The front seven. You had Soren Reef last week for Killingly, their star running back, who is the tank of the offense. He was very limited because of that front seven, especially that D-line. And I think the D-line has to get a lot of pressure today if they want to win this game. Obviously, you have Maloney, who has a very balanced offense. Instead, they got a great passing game. They also got a great running game versus Killing, where they only had a really good rushing game. They didn't really throw the ball much. And then one more for New Canaan is spread the ball, right? We talked about all the reps they have with Andrew Esposito. You have Alex Russi. You have Alex Benevento. You have Will Langford and Cooper Smith, all of which are insane ball hawks and can really run down the field, all with great speed. And as you look down the field, you see the captains organizing out here for the coin toss. But I think it's very important here that you spread the ball, especially with Luke Robinson, the weapons he has.
Yeah, you talk about it. New Canaan's going to want to spread the ball, get the ball, and they've shown time and time again that they can, spread the ball and use their offensive weapons to their advantage. And then on the other side, Maloney, talk about it. Their quarterback, Ethan Nadinsky, is 109 for 178 with 1,683 passing yards this year, alongside those 26 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So see, he's put together a season of his own and been able to get the ball into the players that can do something with the ball and able to find his receivers.
Yeah, you talk about it, and we have 2 minutes before kickoff happens and the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. But before that, let's try and get some score predictions in here. We weren't correct at all last game versus Killingly, but hopefully this is a different story. I'm going to go 31-17. The Rams take this one in a close game. I think the Spartans are going to put up a great fight. As you can see, both teams getting hype here in the middle of the field. They're clapping out each other, all huddling up. What about you, John?
Yeah, one thing I'm going to look at is the experience from this Maloney team. But before we get that, my score prediction is going to be 24-17. I think one team's going to sneak away with a touchdown. Expect it to be a lower scoring game. You talk about it. These teams have averaged so many points. New Canaan, since the first half of the Shelton game, has outscored their opponents 426-96. So talk about that. New Canaan putting up a lot of points and giving up few points. And that's going to lead to a lot of wins in the victory column.
And we will be right back after the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see the wonderly light was so brightly that the starlight's last gleaming, whose one stripes and light stars still there on the sight. For the rest we watched is so bright and we dreaming by the rockets of that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that Star Spangled for the
And we welcome you back here, meet Ethan Bonner and John Frieders. And we talked about Alex Benevento a lot, but last year in the state playoff game, or in the state championship game, Alex Benevento didn't play. He had a broken arm almost the entire year, and Maloney has no experience with what he can actually do. They've seen film of him, but they haven't played him, and I think he is going to be the biggest X factor of this game, despite being obviously the best player. I think another X factor could be Andrew Esposito for the Rams. He is a great wide receiver for the Rams, the leading target for Luke Robinson besides Alex Benevento. And I think if they can get him the ball and get him in open space, I think he can go long.
Hey, you talk about it. This game is going to be won either on the ground or in the passing game. I think both teams have their unique kind of play styles. But how is the weather going to impact this game? It's kind of cold. It's chilly and it's raining. The rain is coming down and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. It looks like it's going to rain throughout the entire game. It's rained up until this game, so the pregame, this players warmed up in the rain, and it's going to be an interesting game, and I'm excited to be here alongside you, Ethan.
Yeah, it's great to be here with you. And when you talk about the rain, right? I saw Maloney before we went live. They were out here an hour and a half before kickoff, which you don't really see, especially in high school football. So we have Tucker Stevens lining up to take the kickoff. Maloney won the toss and decided to receive the kick here. We are almost underway here in the second round of the CIAC playoffs.
Here's Tucker Stevens kicking it away. You got to keep it away from Dante Kelly. Don't want to put the ball in his hands early on.
We are underway here. Maloney gets the ball comfortably. They're going to try and take it up the middle. Now cutting upside, looking for a lane, and gets tackled down at the 32-yard line. This is set up good field position here for Maloney as the Rams defense takes the field.
That was Marquise Ward, someone that we didn't really talk about in the pregame, but he's also another part of that receiving team that's been so excellent this year. He's got 22 receptions for 286 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, as you saw in that replay there, you can see that they had a crease, and then New Canaan just sealed it up on the end. Here we go. 4 receivers split, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Motion across. Takes a snap. Rolls right. Now fires underneath to number 2. And great tackle there by Connor Mazza. He has been a stud all year for this Rams defense. And that was Dante Kelly, who we were talking about pregame on the snap or before the game started. But Connor Mazza was able there to wrap it up.
And Frederick decided to put Dante Kelly in motion there and see what he could do early on. You know, it's not always going to be rushing the ball or saving. You can put them in motion, and you can able to bottle that one up.
Rams showing signs of blitz. They don't bring it. Handoff up the middle, and good gain there on a second down. That was number 25.
That was 25, Donald Highsmith.
Take a look at this replay here. They found a crease and was able to drag defenders all the way up to the 41-yard line.
And another guy we didn't really talk about, Donald Highsmith, 87 carries for 385 and 3 touchdowns. It's also another part of this run.
Another handoff up the middle. Runs to his own defender, but was able to break out of it. And he's going to cut it up the left sideline. And he's got space in front of him. And he's going to be tackled after a big gain. He's all the way down into New Canaan territory, all the way to the 20-yard line. What a play there for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was Donald Highsmith again. You know, Maloney really imposing their will so far in that line. And you talk about this might be the toughest team New Canaan has faced the entire season. I would argue that it is the toughest team, and I don't think it's really a debate. Same for Maloney.
Yeah, you can consider this the championship game right here. You got 2 incredible squads. It's going to be another handoff. He's going to bounce it out to the far sideline. He's going to get a first down, and he's going to stumble for a lot more. He's going to be tackled at the 5-yard line. And that's Highsmith again, who has been balling out this drive, getting almost every single yard that they have. Tackled there was by Luke Bopp.
And now Maloney's inside the 10, almost inside the 5. And that was 19 yards. It's going to be a 1st and goal at the 5. Good field position and a great opportunity for Maloney to get some points early on.
Here we go. Heavy set. QB sneak. He's going to take it out. He's going to get to the near sideline. He's going to get the edge, and he's going to get into the end zone. For the first score of the game, Maloney Spartans take the lead 6-0 on a QB run. What about that?
That was not a QB run, actually. That was Wildcat formation. That was Dante Kelly. The direct snap to Dante Kelly, able to get to the outside, find some space on the outside. Good blocking by Maloney, front 7, and able to find some space, and he's in the end zone. And I don't know if you've ever seen a more effortless drive than that first drive. Maloney really doing everything that they wanted, getting all the yards they needed.
Oh, it's going to be a fake. He's going to throw in the back of the end zone. He's got him. Gutsy call there on the first touchdown of the game. They're going to extend their lead 8-0. How about that? A fake PAT attempt, a flip out to the holder, and just throws it into the end zone. we saw last week about the New Canaan trick plays that we saw a lot. Maloney just pulled one here and decided to pay the revenge back.
And New Canaan's got to find an answer here. That is not what you want to see. That first drive was just that the defense didn't do their job. Maloney getting everything that they wanted on that first drive and made it look effortless, just pounding the run. They didn't pass the ball once there. And that's what makes them so versatile and so dominant, is they can either run the ball or pass the ball and get those yards.
Yeah, besides that one quick pass play that went nowhere with Connor Miles on the tackle, they were able to just run through that entire Rams front seven. And we talked about how good they have been recently, but they just let up a lot of yards there from Highsmith and Kelly.
Looks like we're going to see.
Here we go. This is what we talked about, right? The Rams special teams. How efficient can they be? You have Benevento and Smith in the back to receive.
Again, you don't want to kick this ball to Benevento. If you're Maloney, if you're a New Canaan fan, you're hoping that ball goes right to Benevento. And you see there's some space on the left side here closest to us.
It's going to be a squib kick, and it's going to be picked up at the 30-yard line. He's going to take it near the far sideline. That's Ryan Bernard, who gets tackled by 3 Maloney defenders at the 39-yard line. Still great field position, but a lot better than recent past for the Rams.
Yeah, and on that first drive, you saw New Canaan was not able to bottle up Dante Kelly. So will they be able to really get Benevento involved and see what they can do as we look at the replay on the squib kick? This will set New Canaan up in very good field position.
Yeah, you talk about it, right? Great field position. That's what this Rams offense needs. Here we go. The Rams offense is out there, and what we talked about last week in that Killing League game is the QB to QB connection, right? Luke Robinson and Alex Russi, when they are both on the field at the same time, they are both super dangerous. The Rams are lining up empty backfield to start the game. In motion, he gets a jet sweep. That's Smith, who runs behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be run out of bounds. That's number 14, Marquise Ward.
Yeah, Marquise Ward we talked about him on the offensive side of the ball, but what about on that defensive side of the ball? Just been dominant this year with 29 total tackles, as well as an interception.
Robinson's going to step out for this play, and Rusty is going to line up as the quarterback here. 2 tight end formation here, 2 receivers, both on the left side. It's going to be a read option here. Rusty's going to keep it. Rusty's going to try and get to the outside. He is able to break a tackle, but pushed out of bounds. And there's a flag on the field that's getting a little chippy here. It looked like Rusty tried to throw a punch on the defender that took him out. And the motions got to him, and they are going to be pushed back 10 yards.
Yeah, that was a frustration penalty there. Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be called, and that is 10 yards. Can't do that in close games against good teams, but Rusty losing his temper a little bit there and throwing the punch.
Yeah, maybe he just thought he got pushed out a little bit too much, as the Rams are going to be backed out for a deep third down here, or deep second down. Correction, it's going to bring up a third down for the Rams. 3rd and long. 3rd and 25 to be exact. As we have a CIAC Class L semifinals update, the Darien Blue Wave take the lead 7-0 against number 4 seed Newtown. Handoff up the middle, try and get some of it back. The pile's going to be pushed, but he's only going to get a gain of 2. It's Cooper Smith on the run as the Rams punt unit come out. And Frieders, or John, we talked about this, right? Getting hot early, and New Canaan has not had it their way. They've had it almost completely opposite, like the entire season up until this point. What have you seen from this Spartans defense?
Well, Maloney came in with the game plan, and they kind of knew what was expected out of this Rams team. They knew the Rams were rush heavy. Maloney bottled it up really quickly. There's Dante Kelly, star player, trying to get to the outside.
He's going to be wrestled down at the 32-yard line. He received the kick and ran backwards as he saw a New Canaan defender run in towards him.
Yeah, back to what we were just talking about. Those were 2 polar opposite drives from Maloney and New Canaan. Maloney enforcing their will, getting whatever they wanted through the running game. New Canaan had that frustration penalty and then couldn't find anything and was just stopped, and that was a quick 3 and out. Really bottled up by Maloney's defense.
Let's take a look at this replay here. He ran backwards and was chased down. Good effort there by New Canaan to not give up on the play.
They're going to put 3 on the right side.
Trips to the right here. It's going to be a pitch out. He's going to get to the outside. He breaks a tackle, and he's just going to run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That is Dante
Kelly there
Kelly.
on the quick pitch, able to get to the outside and get a couple of yards. You see the difference between what New Canaan was doing and Maloney there. Maloney was able to get past the line of scrimmage, get some positive yard gainage, where New Canaan was stopped behind the line of scrimmage and tackled for losses.
As you see, Kelly comes off for this play. That could be a big significance. That's a pass play here as they have 4 receivers out on the field. They've only passed the ball once so far, and it's been really efficient.
And Nadinsky has shown that he can pass the entire season, and that's what makes this offense so versatile.
Rams bring 6, and they use it to their advantage. He is tackled at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long. It's Ryan Barnard on the tackle.
There's Donald Highsmith again. Saw him really productive in that first series. And stopped there on the 2nd and 7. Getting a yard. And they're going to make it a 3rd and 6, or a 3rd and medium for the Maloney offense.
This is an important 3rd down. You want to gain your momentum back, get the ball back if you're the Rams. Let's see what they do here. 4 receivers. Rams showing blitz. They bring the blitz. Screen pass. They get it out to the far sideline. He's able to spin, but New Canaan tackles him short of the line to gain at the 42-yard line. Great defense there.
And that's Jesus Martell, the leading receiver on this Maloney team, but not able to break the tackle as you look at the replay here. Almost a little bit of a bubble screen there. Not able to break the tackle. Really great defense by the Rams and Ryan Leahy.
Great stop there as the Spartans bring on their punt unit. And you have their 2 deep men, Cooper Smith and Alex Benevento, back. And this is where they can be so dangerous. Obviously, the ball didn't go to Benevento on that first attempt, but it looks like it's going to have to go to one of them this time. It's not going to be a fake. Deep punt, Smith. Fair catches it, and he gets it at the 26-yard line where the Rams have a long field ahead of them here. Great punt there by the Spartans.
And if you're Lou Marinelli, Chris Silvestri, you just want to see something happen. You want to see some productivity from the offense. You can't go 3 and out again. And you can't have stupid penalties. Those penalties are going to impact the game. If you keep getting those 10s that makes 2nd and 15s, 3rd and 15s, it's not going to end up well for you.
Yeah, I think that run game that didn't work that time. I think you have to go to the passing game. Even though it is rainy, I think you have to take your shots here, especially down 8-0. So Rams have 4 receivers split. Motion. It's going to be a handoff. He's going to try and juke, but he's going to slip due to the wet turf. That is unfortunate. That's number 10, Alex Russi, and we talked about it. He is the backup quarterback who shares snaps with Robinson at some points. Big player, big name.
Yeah, New Canaan's got to get this pass offense involved. You saw it there. He just slipped. The turf is really wet, and that makes it really, really slippery. You can lose your footing quite easily. And talk about it, they haven't found any success running the ball on this 2nd and 9.
The Rams changing their play here. They have trips to the right. Russi is the quarterback on this play. Smith lined up to his right. Spartans bring forward. Russi's going to keep it. Russi looks for a lane. He's got one. He's going to run near the near sideline, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds by number 14, Marquise Ward. That is a spark play there if you're the Rams, and Alex Russi has been doing great all year with those types of QB powers.
Yeah, that gets you past midfield. So it looks like he's going to be out at about the 50, at about the opponent's 40, 47, 46. That's putting him in good field position and able to get out, ease the pressure a little bit.
Russi back there at the snap. Same play. Russi's going to try and get the outside. The Spartans were ready for it, though. He got maybe a gain of 1 before getting out of bounds.
That was Joshua Hawkins on the tackle. Great tackling by the Maloney defense.
Robinson's going to come back in here, and Russi is going to go out towards that farthest receiver spot.
And if you're Marinelli, you want to use Russie's size to your advantage in the passing game, not just in the running game. Though we've seen it so many times throughout the entire season in the rushing game. You want to use his size, get the mismatch as they rush the ball again.
Robinson's going to try and keep it with his legs this time. Gets another yard. He's going to still set up a 3rd and long here. The Rams relying on that run game there after that big Russie run. Let's see if they go to the air on this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3rd and 8. 3rd and long, like you mentioned, Ethan. You got to pass the ball here. I don't think you're going to be able to get 8 yards running.
The Rams figuring out their play here. One player they have not targeted yet is Andrew Esposito, as you can see on that near sideline. So one-on-one coverage there. Let's see if Robinson looks his way. Play action. It's going to Esposito, and it's going to be broken up. Great defense there by number 14, Marquise Ward, who we've called multiple times so far in this drive. It's going to be 4th and 8 at the Spartans' 44-yard line, and the Rams are going to bring on their punt unit. Great recovery there after that big Russie run by the Spartans defense as they hold the Rams.
And you saw Marquise Ward just able to get his hands inside of that ball and really break up that play. But Esposito, that's what you want to see if you're the Rams. You want to see them trying to get involved in the passing game, whether it's to Esposito, Benevento, Will Langford. You know, they got the squad. They also got Russie. They got people. They got the personnel. You want to pass that ball.
Reed is getting busy early. That punt is almost blocked. Kelly's back there to receive the kick. Goes nowhere near him as that ball is going to be touched down at the Spartans' 24-yard line. Almost same field position the Rams had on their drive just now as the Rams defense takes the field. 4:43 left to go in this first quarter in the Maloney. They've really sparked their offense and their defense as they've held the Rams to a donut so far. 8 minutes into this game.
And Maloney with that first series, really successful series, able to punch it in 4-6, and then the conversion, they got 8 on the play on that drive. Then they went 3 and out. We'll see what this third series brings.
Three receivers with a tight end off the line. Motion. Flag is going to be thrown. Rams signaling it's against us. Let's see. It is going to be against the Spartans.
It's going to be a false start against Maloney.
That's what you need there if you're the Rams, right? Send them back early when it's a dumb penalty there. You can't have that. Those are going to be costly, especially in these conditions where you can't really throw the ball as often as you want to.
Yeah, 2 unfortunate penalties, one from Maloney, one from New Canaan. And going into this game, Marinelli and Frederick both commented on how well disciplined each other's teams were. Both need to
go. Handoff. It's to the inside. He's able to break a tackle. He's going to stumble forward only for 2 yards. He did make something out of nothing. That was Highsmith on the carry right there to bring up a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, going back to how well coached both of these teams are. In the past 3 seasons, both have impressive records as New Canaan is 32-4 and won last year's state title, and Maloney is 33-4, appearing in the past 2 state finals and winning in the state title in 2021.
Talk about how successful both these programs are. It's Maloney on a 2nd and 13. Handoff to the inside, and the Rams bottle it up. Tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring him back for to need 15 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and long as the Spartans have to look to go to the air here if they want to pick it up as Miles Chisholm breaks through that O-line and gets the tackle.
See, and this is where that penalty really affects you. Instead of being 3rd and 10, you're at 3rd and 15, and that extra 5 yards is not going to sit well.
Same formation here. Rams almost jumped there.
Canaan looking to bring some heat off the edge, maybe. Pretty obvious they're going to pass the ball, so they're going to try to blitz here.
Everyone's one-on-one. One deep safety, and that's Bop. The Rams bring 5. It's going to be a screenplay. They're going to get it to him. He's got 3 blockers in front of him, but Garcia breaks through all 3 blockers and wraps him up to bring it to a 4th and 12. Great defense there by the Rams as they are going to get this ball back with great field position as they're going to have to punt at their own 15-yard line.
And now it's senior captain Thomas Garcia, who's played so well throughout the entire year. I know we called his name numerous times last week and in the game against Darien, and really keeping that streak of well-played games going.
Great play there by Thomas Garcia. Cooper Smith is going to run up. He's going to leave Benevento solo. 50-yard line. Punt is on its way. Short kick. And it's going to get a lucky bounce here, as it's going to be touchdown at the Rams' 39-yard line. That punt wasn't really that good until they got that lucky bounce to get an extra 15 yards out of it. The Rams going to be set up with good field position at the 41-yard line.
And again, you talk about it, the Rams need to convert. They need to erase that donut, as you erase that 0 next to their name. They need to get something going, whether they just need to be in the red zone. They need to be within striking distance.
Exactly. Give Tucker Stevens a chance to kick a field goal if you can't get into the end zone. As Luke Reed is coming out here as the tight end. You see him a lot in those jumbo formations, and obviously he's the starting punter for this team. You have Rusty also out there. Looks like Thomas Garcia is going to get the snap here. Trips to the left. It's going to be Thomas Garcia. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to punch off a tackle. Actually, that was Benevento, who gets to the 45-yard line. What a play there by Alex Benevento. These Wildcat formations for both teams has been working phenomenally, as Maloney's gotten the touchdown off of it, and you see there by Alex Benevento to pick up that first down.
And again, it comes back to imposing your will at the lines. Imposing your will. Whoever wins that line battle is probably going to win the game.
Here we go. Wildcat again. And Benevento's only going to get to the line of scrimmage there. Maloney was ready for that. Robinson comes back on the field, and Benevento comes off.
And this is probably the lowest scoring first quarter both of these teams have seen. You know, we mentioned their offensive production in the past in their seasons, both 10-1 coming into the game, but I would expect it's going to be really low scoring, and the value of points is going to be doubled, if not tripled, because you're not going to put up 40 points.
It's going to be in flag there. And it's going to be a false start on the other end this time. It's going to be the Rams. They're going to be backed up 5 yards. This is what happened to Maloney on their last drive. And going back to your point, right, low-scoring game. That's what it was in the state championship. 16-13, the Rams snuck it out with the help of Ty Groff, their amazing kicker and quarterback. And it looks like Maloney's done well on conserving Alex Benevento. He didn't play last year in the state championship game, but they are doing well on making sure he doesn't turn big plays. Smith in motion. It's going to be handoff. No, it's not. Oh, ball's out. Ball's out. Robinson loses it. And it's going to be recovered by Maloney. What a defensive play there by Maloney to get the ball back. That was number 50, Rafael Rodriguez.
Yeah, and the defense there, Maloney standing up New Canaan's offense. Yet again, that's 3 series where New Canaan hasn't gotten anything past really the 40-yard line. So you look at replay here, where it's just a solid hit by Rodriguez, able to hop onto that fumble. And that's going to give Maloney great field position and another opportunity to strike.
Big collision to jar that one loose. And we talked about the harsh field conditions, right? That ball is going to be slippery, and that ball can easily get out of your hands, as there's one key example right there. Heavy formation here for Maloney. Number 2, that's going to be... Oh, my goodness, what a tackle there. Dante Kelly looked like he had space, but he gets spun around and tackled. It's Miles Chisholm again.
Yeah, Miles Chisholm, talked about it. He was a key player in both the Turkey Bowl and Killian. Throughout the entire season, he's committed to go play football in college and going to make the play there on Dante Kelly. Tackle for a loss.
The Washington League commit making plays here. Kelly's going to fit forward, and number 14 is going to have nowhere to go, as he's going to be wrestled down by Benevento.
Donald Highsmith there, tackled for another loss. Benevento imposing on his will on the offensive and defensive side. That was Marquise Ward, not Donald Highsmith. But Benevento standing up that play, and those open field tackles, those are what really define the New Canaan defense.
It's going to be a sideline warning against New Canaan. I think they crossed their line. That's why that flag was so deep in the secondary. And it's still going to be 4th down here as the Rams punt unit's going to come back on, and Reed's going to boot it away for the 3rd time.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't go for it, although usually you see New Canaan try to stretch these 4th and 3s, 4th and 2s, 4th and 1s, 4th and shorts in general, but they can't do it.
There you go. Reed is back to punt, and Dante Kelly for the return. Kelly's going to have to run all the way back. What a booming punt there by Luke Reed.
What a punt there by the senior, Luke Reed. You know, you mentioned he's pinned Darien in their own 3-yard line in the Turkey Bowl, and he's been solid the entire year.
We apologize here for the technical difficulties once again, as the Maloney Spartans offense is going to take the field here.
New Canaan on that last offensive series for Maloney really stood up and really dominated that series, not allowing Maloney to get past the line of scrimmage. So we'll see if they can do it again.
Here we go. Both defenses have been playing excellent, except on that first drive where Maloney marched down the field for a touchdown. We have trips to the left here with one receiver to the right. Snaps taken. Handoff. He waits. He now finds a lane, and he's going to get a pickup of 2. It's going to be a 2nd and 8.
And that was Ryan Barnard there on the tackle. New Canaan able to kind of limit the damage there by Kelly. Still 4 yards on 1st down, which is a good amount of yardage to get consistently on 1st down.
Rams showing blitz. They're going to hand it off to the outside. Hey, that's Kelly. Kelly's going to find the lane, and he's going to get to the far sideline. Out of bounds, but a 1st down there. What blocking there by the Spartans to help give Kelly a free lane for another Spartans 1st down.
And again, both coaches know that each other's respective star players in Benevento and Kelly are going to get their touches. They're going to do some damage. It's just about limiting and containing that damage. You can't give up those large rushes of over like 10, 20 yards.
Yeah, you talk about the large gains, right? That's what both of these teams are made of. You have the big punt returns. You had both big runs in the Turkey Bowl versus Darien for New Canaan. So we're going to see another handoff up the middle. He's going to be wrestled down, but he's going to drag for an extra for a couple of yards there. It's going to be a gain of 5. Set up a 2nd and medium here.
And Maloney's front 7 really putting in a lot of work, opening up holes for the run game. So look here again. See that hole just for Highsmith to get through and really do some damage.
Here we go. Same formation. Hall's going to get it. He's going to throw a stiff arm. He's going to try and cut inside. But that Rams defense holds up, and he's going to get absolutely nowhere. If he broke that tackle, he had plenty of green grass in front of him. That was Simon Shekharoff there on the tackle. Clutch tackle to set up a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and the development of Simon Shekharoff has been really great to see this year for the Rams. You know, he's really risen to the occasion, filled his role, and really played well throughout the entire year.
Yeah, Simon Shekharoff has been a great addition to this team. He has 56 tackles and 8 sacks on the year with 1 interception and 1 forced fumble. He also has 2 forced fumbles recovered on the season. And there's Hall, who tries on the Wildcat, but he gets, or Kelly, my fault, on the Wildcat, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Loss of 1. It's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
Yeah, Kelly was hit right away and stopped in his tracks. Reminds me of last night in the Michigan game where Blake Corum was just stopped.
Great defense there by the Rams when they got a big 1st down run here. As both punters, they've seen 3 punts each so far in this game. So you have Benevento and Smith back there to return. And actually, Maloney's going to keep their offense out there. They're going to try and go quick. The Rams are racing to get their defense out there. They do get it off in time. Here we go. That's Kelly in the backfield. There's going to be a timeout called by the Spartans.
And it looks like Maloney was just trying to draw New Canaan offside and get that free 1st down, in a sense free but it looks like they might punt it here. I mean, it's a little bit risky to go for it with the field position, but also you've converted on third down so many times.
Yeah, and you talk about the trick plays, right? That was another trick play that we've seen from Maloney. And usually New Canaan is the one running the trick plays against their opposing teams, but we haven't seen any so far. We've seen Maloney with 2, and they have been fooling New Canaan so far as they have their special teams ready, and Smith and Benevento ready to return that kick. They had to rush their defense out there as Maloney brought their offense back out.
Leads Newtown 14-0.
And we talk about it. The winner of this game will face the winner of the Darien-Newtown game. And right now, Darien is up 14-0. Still, I know we mentioned it a little bit ago, but that's definitely a game to watch, as whichever team wins here is going to look towards that game for the state championship.
Yeah, you talk about Darien is the 8th seed, so if they're able to get to the finals, I would call that a big. That would be a really good thing, especially for their program as the 8th seed. But they are able to get to the finals. That's huge. Maloney has their punt team out there now.
Benevento and Smith back to return it.
Smith is a little bit closer towards the snap. Benevento still being deep. Booming kick there. It's going to go towards Benevento, and it's going to hit off Benevento's helmet, and he recovers it, and he's going to be able to break out. He's going to go towards the far sideline, and he's going to be tackled down there by at the 18-yard line. An almost dangerous play there for the Rams, but Benevento is able to stay calm and recover that.
And that was a boot there by Maloney, but Benevento looked like he just lost the ball up in the air. Maybe a little bit of water got in his eye. Ball goes right off his hands. An uncharacteristic mistake for the senior captain.
Yeah, you don't see that often, especially from Alex Benevento. And we talked about the weather conditions, and it strikes again there, as that was a rare mistake from Benevento. Maybe the wind took it, and he wasn't able to get his hands up here as the Rams take the field at the 19-yard line. It's going to be a Robinson there.
Ball carried by
He's not going to get anywhere. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage to set up a 2nd and 10.
tackle made by Jesus Martel.
And that was Jesus Martel on the tackle alongside Dante Kelly.
1 yard
Really
loss.
great job there by Maloney defense, and that's a 1-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Go. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Keep an eye on Russi. He's on that near sideline there for the Rams. Robinson lined up as the quarterback, and Smith to his left. Maloney stacking the box. Robinson's going to roll. He's going to fire on the run. He's going to get it to Langford, who's able to take the hip and hold on to the ball. Great play there for the Rams as they're going to set up a 3rd and manageable here. Gain of 7 on the play.
See, and that's what happens when you're able to get that passing offense going. You know, instead of running that ball and maybe getting a yard or 2, you're able to get Robinson out of the pocket, throw it, complete the pass to Langford, maybe complete it to Esposito in the near future, and find a man and change it to a short and manageable 3rd down.
Pistol formation here for the Rams. It's going to be a play action. He's going to be pressured. Now he's going to fire it deep down the field, and oh my goodness. He had a man wide open. That was Luke Reed. He just overthrew him, and Reed wasn't able to track down that ball. That would have been an amazing play there for the Rams if they were able to connect, but instead it's going to bring up a 4th and 4 and the Rams punt unit.
Again, fortunately, the ball slipped a little bit out of Robinson's hand, threw it a little bit too far, put a little bit too much pepper on that ball, and unfortunately, not able to be brought in by Reed. But if he completes that, you got to talk about it. That's a big chunk of yardage gain, maybe even able to sneak into the end zone when you really look at the big picture, but unfortunately not able to happen as that was almost blocked there.
That was Reed, who's the receiver, but he was there on the punt. And the Spartans, they're going to try and just jump on the ball and try and get something out of it. The Rams were just waiting for the bounce and try and just down it, hopefully deeper. But instead, the Spartans just pick it up and run for an extra 2 yards.
And that was Martel maybe trying to catch the Rams defense off guard and steal the ball.
So far, it's been all defense here from both teams, and that's what we kind of expected in here when we've seen both show that 31-17 and 24-17. But so far, it's only 8-0. We're 5 minutes out of halftime. First and
If you're
10
the
here from
Rams,
the
you want
45.
to. If you're the Rams, you want to force a quick 3-and-out and get some points on the board going into halftime. As you do get the ball going into the second half, I believe.
It's a run pass option there. As he's going to just try and get a push from his own lineman. He's going to end up getting a pickup of 3 yards. That was Highsmith there.
Tackle made by Garcia.
Thomas Garcia there on the tackle. Highsmith, we haven't really talked about him that much in the pregame because we mentioned Dante Kelly a lot. But Highsmith has been doing great things for this Maloney offense so far.
Yeah, Highsmith has really done a lot, especially on that first series where he carried the ball 3 to 4 times and got big chunks of yardage each time.
It's going to be a fake jet sweep and then a handoff. He's going to get it close to the line to gain. That was Highsmith again on the carry. He's going to set up a 3rd and 1. Maybe we see a little bit of an Eagles tush push there. Miles Chisholm there on the tackle.
And maybe Maloney will do that tush push. You see it more often in high school games now. Obviously, everyone's watching the Eagles do it in the NFL. Some college teams even trying it out, and it translates down to the youth and the high school level.
3 receiver split. Could be a handoff up the middle. He's just going to roll over his shoulder, and he's going to be close to the sticks. It depends on the ref spot. And from our angle, it looks like he's going to be short. But they will probably go for this as it is a short gain.
Looks like it's going to be a 4th and maybe 4th and inches. Really, really close, and I would expect Maloney to go for it. No signs of the punt team coming out.
They got their big boys in here. They have their jumbo formation ready. The Rams are stacking the box. It's going to be a Wildcat. He's going to run through. Where does the forward progress stop? From our angle, it looks like Maloney got the first down.
And Silvestri is holding up the hand.
And it looks like Maloney got it. The refs are going to give him the spot. That was a clutch play there from Maloney, as that would have given the Rams great field position with plenty of time to go down the field and score.
Yeah, and you just saw the little defensive substitution as Bop comes in for number 64. Michael Harris.
Kelly goes in motion from left to right. He's going to fire it towards the other side. He's got 2 blockers out in front of him. He's able to break a tackle. He's running towards the near sideline. He's able to break more tackles. He's able to cut it inside. And he's going to be twisted and taken down at the 5-yard line. What a play there by Jesus Martell.
Yeah, Jesus Martell using all that 6'3", 160 frame to try and get down the field, but able to break a bunch of tackles, as you mentioned. As we look at the replay here, a little bit of an uncomfortable situation for Nadinsky. Unfortunately, you can't have that opportunity to tackle him right away, but Martell able to sneak out of it, and Martell keeps the chains moving, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for Maloney. Maybe another opportunity for them to punch it in.
That was a huge play there by Martell. He refused to go down as Kelly is lined up in the Wildcat. Rams stacking the box here. Motion left to right. Kelly's going to keep it. He's going to go towards the near sideline. He's going to juke outside, and he's going to get into the end zone for another Maloney touchdown.
And Kelly made that touchdown run look way too easy. But there is a penalty flag. And it's going to be holding against Maloney. That's going to erase the 6 from the scoreboard and set them back 10 yards.
That is a huge foul call there, as the Rams may have just been saved from another 2-possession deficit here. Maloney's going to be at the 14-yard line.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, not 10.
Kelly in the backfield here. Maloney trying to figure things out. He's going to get it again here on the Wildcat.
And if you're New Canaan, you got to figure out something.
This time he's going to try and go right up the middle, but the Rams are ready for it. He's going to get a gain of 2.
And that was 76. Miles Chisholm.
Great there by Miles Chisholm. He has been amazing for this Rams. Obviously, the Washington and Lee commit. He's going to play a big role for them next season. We wish him great luck. It's going to be a 2nd and 14 here for Maloney. 1:15 to go. They're going to try and make this the last possession of the half. Try not to give the Rams the chance. Kelly's going to keep it again. He's going to try and get to the outside. Rams are chasing him. Shakarov tackles him down. Big loss there.
Number 15, Simon Shakarov.
Yeah, and the junior Simon Shakarov really showing why he's filled this role and really started this season and played so well as he gets another tackle for a loss there against a very good Maloney rushing offense.
It's going to bring them back 7 yards. It's going to bring them a 3rd and forever 3rd and 21. They have to take a shot to the end zone here. And obviously, if you're Maloney here, do you want to run the ball so you can make it easier field goal range, or do you want to take a shot towards the end zone?
Yeah, there's two kind of choices there. You can either take the shot to the end zone and maybe try to get a pass interference call, get something to your advantage. You see pass interference is called so many times now in high school football and really enforce that physicality. You can try that, or you can try to run the ball and make the field goal a little bit more manageable, as it looks like it would be a 31-yard field goal from where they sit right now. And 31 yards is what would be considered an easy field goal, but you also got to consider the weather conditions and there's other factors.
Yeah, those weather conditions have played big factors here. For example, you have the Alex Benevento fumble there on that punt return, which he doesn't have that often. He has been electric for this Rams team, but we haven't really mentioned his name at all today, as Maloney has done a great job keeping the ball out of his hands. So they're going to line up here for a 3rd and 21 with 51.3 to go in this first half. 3 receivers out to the left. Nadinsky, low snap, recovers it. He's going to roll right. Nadinsky's just going to throw it out of bounds. I think the play call there was just try and lob it up into the end zone and see what happens there. Nadinsky gets pressured, has to roll, and just throws it out of bounds.
And that was good decision making there by Nadinsky, not trying to force the throw, instead just throwing it out of bounds. Miles Chisholm again getting to the quarterback. They're forcing the pressure, and looks like they're going to kick the field goal here, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks like it. No, looks like it's going to be, they're going to air it out here, it looks like. The wide receivers are going out. Nadinsky is still on this field. Talked about one of the keys to the game, right? The D-line needs to create pressure. As a timeout is going to be called for Maloney, it's going to be their second. They're going to have 1 left to go with 42.2 on this 4th and 21 as they're going to discuss what to do here.
And you got to think you're going to kick the field goal. The value of points in these close games, as we mentioned before, is just so high, and that extra 3 points would make it a 2-possession game. So I would expect them to kick the field goal, but they could always go for it.
I couldn't agree with you more there, John. I mean, I think if you kick the field goal here, the Rams will have about 36 seconds go waiting on the kickoff, and that'll make it a 2-possession game. And the way that the Rams offense has been playing so far, it looks like they can't get down enough the field to be able to get a field goal and get Stevens on the field in order to try and kick a field goal. I think this is going to be huge here as we look, as you see in the top right, the CIAC Klesel semifinals, still 14-0. The Wave are holding the donut there on Newtown, while Maloney's holding the donut here for the Rams. Both of which would be upsets if results hold. 3 seed would upset the 2 seed, and the 8 seed would upset the 4 seed. As we have Maloney, they are back out. It's their offense. They're going to take a shot towards the end zone here on the 4th and 21.
And New Canaan's just going to protect that line.
Yeah, you can see 2 deep safeties there. All cornerbacks are backing off. Motion left to right.
Nadinsky pressured early on.
Nadinsky's waiting now, fires towards the end zone. And it's intercepted there. What a leaping grab there. As the Rams going to get it to the 20-yard line.
And that was Michael Smith there on the interception. Nadinsky gets out of the pocket. Makes the interesting decision to just lob it up. And that's going to be his 6th interception of the year. And I believe that is Michael Smith's 4th. And that is his 4th interception on the year.
Looks like there's a flag on the field. But it doesn't matter. The Rams are going to get the ball back here.
And there was a flag there on that play. That was illegal passing, which basically means the quarterback was in front of the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. And New Canaan's going to get the ball at the 20. And this is where you use the passing game. You try to get down the field, get at least 3 points.
Looks like the Rams are just going to kneel it here, bring it to halftime, knowing that they're going to get the ball to start the second half. And, John, this half is not what we expected it to be. We would expect the Rams to have some sort of points on the board and for them to possibly be leading the Spartans. And it's been the complete opposite. The Spartans are up 8-0 right now. There's timeout taken there, as the Rams are going to discuss. It's the Rams' first time out here, and we want to give a shout out to our different socials. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at NCTV78, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, also at NCTV78, where we broadcast many games, as this is the last football game that you will see of the season. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to all of the games. We have many winter and spring sports coming up, and we are excited to bring them live to you throughout the year.
Get back into this first timeout. You know, New Canaan really hasn't seen a defense at this level. I think they're a little bit caught off guard by how good this Maloney team is, and also on the other side, Maloney is a little bit caught off guard. Really, you can talk about how good a defense is, but it's so much different when you go in and actually play them. You can scout them all you want, but when you actually play them, it can get interesting.
New Canaan breaks out of the timeout. Maloney's defense is already ready. The Rams are not going to line up in kneel formation. It's going to be a power run here. Benevento's going to try and make something happen here. He's going to take 6 Maloney defenders to take him down. That's how powerful he is and the capability he has. It's going to be another timeout called here with 11.5 to go. Maloney may have a shot here to try and get one punt return for possibly a touchdown here as you look at this replay here. Benevento's able to break one tackle, and then 6 others jump on top of him to finally get him down.
Yeah, and if you're Maloney, that's what you really want. You want a punt return. You want a opportunity to get Dante Kelly back there and maybe put some magic into this game if he can receive it and bring it back, house it like he has so many times this year. But if you're New Canaan, you need to figure out how to chew this clock and get it out.
Rams going to break the huddle here. We talked about the weather conditions, but New Canaan has played in so many different games where it's been rainy like this and cold and windy, and they've been able to sustain themselves. And today, it doesn't look like it's happening like normal. And New Canaan is going to huddle up here. 11.5 to go. 3rd and 6. Let's see what they're going to do here. It's going to be a jumbo formation here. That's Benevento. He's going to receive it. He's going to go up the middle. Benevento looking for a lane. He's juking inside. Benevento almost broke free. He's going to be tackled at the 49-yard line. There's going to be a 3rd and final timeout for the Rams called with 4 seconds to go. Big play there, and let's see if Robinson can throw it down the field for hopefully a miracle first half touchdown here that the Rams would desperately enjoy here.
Yeah, you talk about it. Although we didn't really get any points there, maybe that is going to excite the offense and provide that spark that's needed to come and score points and really break through in this game. You know, Benevento has been so electric throughout the entire year, but also this past 3 games as he's had so many yards and he's been so involved in both the offense and defense. The defense really playing well today.
Yeah, both defenses obviously playing well today. And that was the first time we saw the Rams use their jumbo package. We obviously see that a lot near the goal line with Luke Reed. And that was a good first time here as we see it again. Benevento, he's going to cut it up to the right side, and he's just going to stumble. I think the turf was a little too wet, and his cleat couldn't hold up, as that is going to bring us to halftime. The Spartans lead the Rams 8-0 in a very defensive first half.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by Joshua Hawkins, and that is going to do it for the first half.
So far, we've seen all defense here for the Spartans and the Rams, and we are going to cut it down to our sponsors. I want to thank all of them.
We would like to thank our platinum sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commission, residential, and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal, constructed with intention and integrity. We would like to thank our platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. Platinum sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting a pool or addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist you with all of your automotive needs. Platinum sponsor, Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands, and welcome the New Canaan community to their newly renovated store this fall. Go Rams. Platinum sponsor, Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company, serving all of Fairfield County. Platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's Market has supported NC Rams athletics and your entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2023-2024 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams.
If you want to stay updated on all our Rams sports, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at NCTV78. And in order to watch our bi-weekly broadcasts, live streams of the NCHS sports, and our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, also at NCTV78. Thank you, and let's go Rams!
Support the NCHS Scholarship Foundation. Purchase a golf ball. Someone will win a brand new 2024 Chevy Colorado. The NC Color Drop will take place March 24th at Waveney. Check out the truck today, located at the entrance of Denny Stadium. Already have a truck? There are 11 other great prizes too, including a $2,000 gift card to Walter Stewart's Market. All proceeds will go directly to NCHS graduates who rely on financial aid to help pay their college tuition expenses.
We welcome you back here live from Dunning Stadium. Ethan
Inside
Bonner,
the press
inside
box.
the press box. Ethan Bonner and John Frieders, and 8-0 score. Spartans are up, upsetting the Rams currently. And John, this has been a heavy defensive battle. What adjustments do you want to see from both these teams?
Yeah, New Canaan needs to pass the ball a little bit more. You saw them get some success with the run at the end of the first half, but other than that, their first 3 series were not even close.
Yeah, you talk about it, right? They had one explosive drive to start the game.
You're on.
That was
Claire,
led.
you're on.
That was led by the heavy run game there for the Rams, or for Maloney. Are you on?
You gotta cue us, PJ.
Oh.
You're live. You're live. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We welcome you back to the press box for the start of this second half. Ethan Bonner joined alongside here, John Frears. And John, it's currently 8-0. The Spartans are leading. What adjustments do you want to see going to the second half as it has been a very defensive battle?
Yeah, you talk about it. It has been all defense so far between the Spartans and the Rams. Obviously, we kind of expected it going into the game last year. The final score was 16-13. The Rams were on top, and they need some offense in the second half. They couldn't get anything started in the first half. They saw a couple breakthroughs in the strong Maloney defense, but they need consistency from that offense. You saw Robinson complete that pass to Langford. I thought that was well executed on that 2nd and long to make it a 3rd and short. But they got to find offense in that balance in between the run and passing game, because that running game is not working. And on Maloney's side, they played super well in that first series. They really dominated that first series. Obviously, they scored 8 points with Donald Highsmith and Dante Kelly leading the charge. And then they've seen some good passing offense throughout the entire game, but they got stopped by the Rams defense a couple of times. Simon Chukarov, Miles Chisholm, both of those two guys have completely dominated the game so far, although they can't put up points, obviously, because they're on defense. Their defensive play has been so strong so far.
Yeah, and for New Canaan, as you can see Maloney here taking the field. New Canaan hasn't really been able to get anything going, especially in that first half when you expect to see some high-powered offense as they have outscored opponents so much since their first game in that second half against Shelton, or against Trumbull, excuse me.
Final stat there is 423 to 97.
We talked about star players for this Rams offense too. We haven't really seen the ball being spread out here by Robinson or Russi because of the weather conditions, but I think you have to get your star players involved, especially right now in the second half, especially if you want to get something going. And then when you talked about Maloney and their big first drive, I don't think the Rams were expecting that heavy run game to come out early. I thought they were going to expect some rollouts, some quick short passes. But Maloney rolled through that defensive line and was able to go down and score. But since then, they were able to get those adjustments going. And I think the Rams are going to try and step up now as they are able to receive the ball in this second half. As you can see them coming down through the gate and about to enter the field as the crowd is getting into it.
It was definitely interesting to see the role the weather has played. We talked about it. It's not so chilly, but it is rainy, and it hasn't stopped. It hasn't let up since the game started, and there is no view of it letting up in the future in the second half. And New Canaan has to get some offense.
Here come the Rams on the field ready to go. We have 24 minutes of football left in this second round of CIAC playoffs. So 2.5 minutes out. I think both teams went into halftime discussing about their offensive adjustments. I think both defenses have played excellent, and the defensive will adjust depending on what the offense is switched to. And we take a look at the Class L semifinals update so far. Darien still leading Newtown 14-0, as it looks like if they can hold on to that lead, they will punch their ticket to the 2023 CIAC Class L championship game.
Yeah, and whoever wins this game will be on the other side facing what looks like to be the Blue Waves so far, but you know anything can happen. And I expect this second half to be very defensive like the first half. But if New Canaan wants to win, they got to get some points on the board. And they got to be able to run the ball. They haven't been able to run the ball the entire game, and that's uncharacteristic of a strong New Canaan offense.
Yeah, and when you look at the bracket, right, you have the 2 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed, and 8 seed all remaining. The winner of this game, if that Darien score holds up, they will be the home team despite playing at a neutral site. They will be the home team, and they will get all the advantages that a normal home team would typically get. As the Rams huddle up here, they are discussing their special teams plan here. You can see Maloney there running to their sideline to get ready to start the second half. We are a minute out for 24 minutes of high school football.
And if you're Maloney, you do not want to kick this ball to Benevento. But if you're New Canaan, you want this ball to go right to Benevento and see what he can do. Obviously, he hasn't gotten anything on any of the punt returns or kickoff returns, and he even muffed that one punt return, but he's been so dominant. He has 2 kickoff return touchdowns in the past 2 games on the first plays of the game. And what do you think about a kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the second half? Dante Kelly had one last week as well on the other side. He had one in the CIAC championship, so there is potential for a kickoff return touchdown.
Yeah, we've only seen one actual kickoff, and that was at the very beginning of the game where Maloney just decided to squib kick it, and they played it excellent. The Rams weren't able to get past the 50-yard line, which they typically do, and it didn't go into the hands of Benevento. It went to the hands of number 2, Ryan Barnard. Let's see what they do here as they are getting ready to kick off for this second half.
And what about the field position battle that we've seen so far? You know, neither team really getting good field position, or when they get good field position, they're not able to convert.
Cooper Smith and Alex Benevento lined up in the back. So we have the kickoff getting ready here.
And that is number 74, Aiden Valerie.
Maloney players are starting to spread out here. Valerie's backing up to send this ball off. And we are underway in this second half as it's just going to be a chip shot to the far corner. And that ball is going to hit a New Canaan hands team, and it's going to go out of bounds. Interesting decision there. We saw him the first time. We saw just the quick squib kick. This time we see a chip shot to no man's land where there's no one there, and they had to run back to try and recover that ball.
And here's the offensive huddle for New Canaan. We saw so many timeouts at the end of the first half. As we get a replay of this kick, it was definitely an interesting kick, definitely an interesting scheme. As they kicked it, they wanted to get it away from Cooper Smith or Benevento, limit the damage.
Let's see what halftime adjustments we get on this first New Canaan drive of the second half. You could see Luke Reed out there, who hasn't really been involved that much. He's mainly involved in that jumbo set, and that's what we are going to see on the first play. And it's going to be Benevento here who gets the snap. Benevento's going to try and run left, and he is going to only get a gain of 2. Good defense there from Maloney as New Canaan just tried to go quick, but Maloney was ready.
I know it's been so successful throughout the entire throughout the entire season, but I do not like that play call on first down. I think you want to get it to the outside. You want to run something different. You saw them repeatedly run that play in the first half, and they couldn't get anything going.
We're going to see the jumbo set again. Instead, the 3 blockers are going to be on the right side. Benevento's going to get it. Benevento's now going to cut it to the left. Benevento has a lane. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to end up tripping down by a shoestring. He almost broke that free, but he falls down at the Maloney 45-yard line. Great play there by Alex Benevento.
And Benevento has always got an answer as we look at the replay of this play. They were get through that hole that was provided by the New Canaan offensive line, and then before she got tackled at the legs, but held up and got the extra 5 yards.
Here we go, another misdirection. Alex is going to cut to the left side now. Still a solid gain of 5 yards there by Alex Benevento. 3 plays, 3 jumbo sets, 3 Alex Benevento runs. It has been working, and the Rams are marching down this field like Maloney did on their opening drive.
Hey, you're right. Maloney on their first series marched down the field in what was 5 plays, I believe, 5 to 7 plays, quick plays, large chunks of yardage gained on each running play, and New Canaan doing the same here.
Yeah. Here's number 7, Michael Smith, who gets the run this time. That was an ISO formation. He's going to get a pickup of 2. He's going to set up a 3rd and 4 as we have a whistle blown on that far sideline. And play is going to be resumed. It's going to be a 3rd and 4 here. This is going to be huge for the Rams. If they want to keep this drive alive, keep their hopes of winning this game up alive, they need a conversion here, especially to try and get Stevens on the field for an attempted kick. Jumbo formation here. Looks like it's Michael Smith again. Smith is going to get it. Smith, he's going to run right. He's going to try and be pushed. And Smith is going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th and 2. Let's see what the Rams decide to do here.
Yeah, and it's going to be a 4th and 3 instead of a 4th and 2. New Canaan's going to have the option to go for it or kick it off here.
Offense is going to stay on the field here for this 4th and 3. This is a huge play if you're a Rams fan right now. If you want to stay in this game, you have to pick this up. The Rams, they've only ran one non-jumbo formation set. They're going to run it again here. This time it's Luke Reed. Luke Reed's going to power forward, and he's going to get the first down all the way to the 31-yard line. And this is the loudest we've heard that New Canaan crowd erupt.
Yeah, great play there by Luke Reed. We haven't called his name many times, except for on the punts, which we've called numerous times. But he hasn't really had any role in the offense so far. New Canaan getting him involved early, and we'll see if they continue to do that.
Here we go again. This time it's Benevento for the jumbo formation. Benevento is going to take it towards the near sideline, and Benevento is going to be tackled down. Hard tackle there. As Benevento ran into a coach there by accident. It's going to be a gain of 4 there. Solid gain. You want to keep that stick moving, get it closer towards that 4th down marker, and that's a good start.
Yeah, and if you're New Canaan, how would you change up what has been working at the beginning of this second half? You know, there's no reason to kind of flip the script, try to pass the ball. Just keep running this Wildcat.
And this is Michael Smith now with 3 blockers to the left. Michael Smith, and now going to follow them, take it to the left. Michael Smith, he's going to push forward to get his head down. It's almost going to get a first down. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the jumbo formation here again and put Luke Reed in that backfield.
Yeah, put Luke Reed or Alex Benevento in that backfield, and he should be able to get the first down on this 3rd and 2. So a 3rd and short, which New Canaan has found themselves in.
That's going to be Luke Reed here on this 3rd and 2. Luke Reed's going to take it. Rams are going to push. They're going to fall for a first down. Another Rams first down. Both of them have been picked up by Luke Reed. He is so excellent in that backfield. His vision on those jumbo sets are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Luke Reed really dominating so far.
See if the Rams, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's exactly what they're going to do here. This time it's Alex Benevento. They are stacking the box, and we have a flag on the field. And that may change what they're going to do. It's going to be a false start there on New Canaan. It's going to back them up 5 yards, 1st and 15. Let's see what Marinelli decides to do here. See if he changes the play call.
Maybe New Canaan will try to throw the ball, but then again, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. You know, if it's not broke, then just keep running the ball, which has worked for the Rams offense at the beginning of this second half.
It's going to be another jumbo formation here. This time it's Alex Benevento. He's going to take it. He's going to go up the middle. He has a hole. Benevento is going to get pushed by his own lineman, and he's going to get a gain of 4 there. Not going to get to the line of scrimmage just yet, or get to the original line of scrimmage, correction. He's getting a little chippy out here, pushing and shoving. Hard fought game here as a helmet came off there on that play. That's probably why it got a little bit chippy there. It's going to be a 2nd and 12 from the 22-yard line as we take a look at this replay. Benevento had a clear hole there. Great blocking. That second level of Maloney was able to stop him short. Wouldn't let him go any farther.
And you haven't seen Robinson or Russi in the backfield throughout this entire first for the second half.
Misdirection there. Benevento's going to get towards the near sideline, and Benevento is going to get to the 10-yard line. He faked going left, followed his blocks to go right, and he had green grass in front of him to pick up another Rams first down. Great play there.
Yeah, Benevento able to find some space on the outside of the yard, outside of the field. Unfortunately, he did not get the first down. It's going to be a 3rd and 2, though, so a 3rd and manageable after a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, especially after that false start penalty. They are in a great spot here, picking up 13 yards in 2 plays. Luke Reed, he's going to get it. He's going to leap over. What a play there by Luke Reed. He knew he could get over. He's done that a couple times so far this year, and that's going to be a Rams first down. What a play there by Luke Reed. He couldn't run anywhere, so what did he have to do? He had to jump over, and that's exactly what he did. Great play there.
Maloney, 9-yard line.
Michael Smith, this time he's going to get it, and he's going to get clobbered by 2 Spartan defenders here. And when you saw that play earlier, when it was getting chippy, it was Keegan Noon who had his helmet off. And apparently right now, his head is bleeding currently, and his helmet came off, and he got stepped on. Fortunately, he's sitting on the bench right now. So we have Alex Benevento lining up for the 2nd and 9. Benevento is going to take it outside. Now he's going to cut in, but he's going to be met with a flag on the field. Let's see what this is. Is it going to help him, or are they going to be backed up?
And the story of this game has been bad penalties so far. Both New Canaan and Maloney have had a couple of unfortunate penalties.
Going back to that Keegan Noon injury, we have the freshman Henry Reagan replacing him currently. He hasn't had that many reps besides when New Canaan has been getting those blowouts. It looks like the Rams going to be backed up here, and this may eliminate their jumbo mindset here. So you could take a look at this replay here. Alex Benevento is cut in. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. 2nd and goal from the 19-yard line here, and they're still going to run this jumbo formation. Benevento in the backfield. Spartans stacking the box. Benevento fakes right, goes left, shoots inside. Benevento is going to pull defenders. Great gain there to make it 3rd and manageable after a 2nd and 19.
Hey, you still say it's like 3rd and 15, maybe a little bit less. 3rd and 12. You still got ways to go to get into the end zone. Now you got to be careful. You do not want to turn this ball over. It's got to be at the top of the list of priorities. You can't turn this ball over. You have to get points on this possession.
Yeah, right now you are currently in Tucker Stevens' range, and they are going to line up again in this jumbo formation here. It's still Benevento. Benevento's just going to take it right, and he is going to be met at the line. Maloney has figured out how to stop this jumbo formation, and it's going to set a 4th down. Let's see what they do here. Robinson's coming back out along with the field goal team. Tucker Stevens is going to get his first field goal attempt here as he went 7 for 7 last game, with all of them being extra points.
And here is Tucker Stevens. And what's going to be a manageable field goal to put the Rams on the board. You know, they've been held scoreless throughout the entire first half.
Field goes up,
8-0.
and it is no good. It is wide right. That is a huge miss there from Tucker Stevens. And the Rams are still going to hold that donut on the scoreboard. Spartans still lead 8-0, but they do not have great field position here. And I think those weather conditions really messed up that attempt. And you can see the flags on that field goal pole blowing to the right.
Yeah, and here's the unfortunate miss by Tucker Stevens. It's wide right, which you couldn't see on the replay, and that's no good.
Even though they missed that field goal, I think they showed great signs of positivity there, as that jumbo formation has really worked for them. If they didn't get that 10-yard penalty, that result could have been very different. That they could have gotten into that end zone very easily.
Yeah, if they didn't get that 5-yard penalty, it really would have helped them.
Spartans out, 4 receivers, split to either side. Motion left to right. It's going to be inside handoff, and he's going to be met at the line, and he is stopped by Miles Chisholm. We have called his name several times today, and tally another one for him. He has been outstanding. He has been the leader of this defense so far today.
And that was Miles Chisholm and Ryan Barnard, the duo, able to get the tackle there. And if you're New Canaan, you need your defense to stand up Maloney just one more time. So you get a score update. Darien is still up 14-0 against Newtown.
Same formation here, 4 receivers. Takes the snap, fires on the screenplay. Rams are out there. He's able to cut inside and break a tackle. He's got a hole. He's got a lane. He's at the 40, 45, 50. Benevento tracking him down, and he is going to wrestle him out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Benevento would not give up on that play. Great play there to save the touchdown.
And that was Dante Kelly. She mentioned hasn't had an offensive explosion yet, and there was just a glimpse of what he's done all year and what a glimpse of what he can do if you don't box him up. So look at the replay here. They're going to shake a couple defenders and use that speed and elusiveness to get out. And luckily, if you're the Rams, Benevento was able to track him down and tackle him. You see him lining up on the outside here. But he's so quick and agile.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to evade a defender and cut it up to open field. Takes the snap. Inside handoff. He's going to get a gain of 2. That's Highsmith. What a momentum shift that play was by Kelly. They flipped the field in a matter of seconds, and they have set themselves up to maybe extend the lead to 2 possessions as they are now in field goal range.
And you talk about it, one moment you're in your own offense's 20, and then next you're at the opponent's 30.
It's going to be another inside handoff. He's going to be taken down rather quickly. Another gain of 2. It's going to be a 3rd and 6. Make that a 3rd and 5. Tackle made there by Walter Schmitz, the other defensive tackle pairing with Miles Chisholm. .210 to go here in this third quarter. We've only seen 1 possession by both teams. The majority of that time was used on that Rams jumbo set drive. So we are getting close to crunch time here. Motion. Another inside handoff. That's Highsmith. Highsmith is just going to fall forward. He's still going to be short. It's going to be a 4th and 2. Let's see what they decide to do here. They didn't kick the field goal from the spot at the end of that at the end of that first half. Let's see what they decide to do here. No signs of the field goal unit coming out. Looks like their offense staying out there.
Yeah, not a bad decision if you're Maloney. You know, New Canaan hasn't been able to move that ball across the field this entire game. So if you get stopped here, New Canaan has the ball on their own 25.
It's going to be another inside handoff. He's able to cut it up, and it looks like the Rams stopped them. That Rams sideline is getting hyped, and they did stop them. What a defensive effort there after that Kelly screenplay. They were able to stop them on 4th down on their own side of the field. Great play by New Canaan, and they are set up to hopefully go down and score.
Maybe that defensive energy will translate into offensive energy. Maybe that defense will rejuvenate the offense there. It's the defense coming up with a very good stop on 4th and 3.
You see Thomas Garcia taking the field, who plays the majority of his snaps on defense, which could mean some more jumbo set formations here. See what they decide to do. Both quarterbacks are on the sideline here. Benevento's getting back to take the snap. He's going to go right. He's going to find a hole. And Benevento is going to break a tackle and get to the 29-yard line. Gain of 6. Sets up a 2nd and 4.
Again, Maloney has played consistently good defense throughout this entire time. You saw them on that last series. They were stand-up New Canaan. And you saw them stand up at New Canaan offense, which really looked unstoppable throughout the entire year. Maloney's defense and New Canaan's defense been doing their jobs respectively so far today.
Another jumbo formation. Let's see what gets out of this. Here we go. The hole is not there that time. That is swallowed up quickly there by that Spartan defense. It's going to be 3rd and 2 after the carry by Cooper Smith. His first jumbo set carry so far in these past 2 drives. Same formation here. Snap is taken. Looks like it's Luke Reed. Luke Reed is not going anywhere. Instead, he falls forward. Looked like he had nowhere to go, but he fell forward after a good push by his O-line. And that's going to be a Rams 1st down. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. The score is still 8-0. It has been like this since that first drive of the game, as New Canaan is going to walk to the other side of the field to hopefully go down the field and tie this game up.
Yeah, and if you're New Canaan, you need some points. If you're Maloney, you got to be confident in what you've been able to do on that defensive side of the ball. Obviously, Dante Kelly on the offensive side last series got that breakout rush was tackled by Benevento. New Canaan's defense able to recover. But if you're Maloney's defense, you've held a potent New Canaan offense scoreless throughout 3 quarters so far. New Canaan hasn't been able to get anything working in the pass game or the running game. You saw them on the first series of the second half get a little bit of offense going. They really need to get something. They need to get into the end zone here.
And as we saw when Maloney got into the end zone, they went for that 2-point conversion, that fake PAT flip to the holder and into the end zone. If the Rams do get in the end zone here, they're going to have to go for 2 as they won't have that much time. And that could be the deciding factor of this game, especially if they don't get it. They would have to rely on a Tucker Stevens field goal to possibly take the 1-point lead. Stay back for jumbo formation here. Fake to the right. Benevento cuts inside. Looks for a lane. He's got a hole. Benevento uses his speed. He's not going to be caught. The 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Rams on the first play of the first quarter. Alex Benevento uses his speed and gets into the end zone.
And what a way to start off the fourth quarter if you're the New Canaan offense. Saw that touchdown means a little bit more to Benevento as he throws his arms in the air. A celebration. If you're the line, look the hole you created for Benevento and you ran right through. Used his speed and turned on the burners. Once he saw some open field, he started moving his legs even faster, able to get down past the entire Maloney defense and into the end zone he goes, and that makes it 8-6. New Canaan down by 2. Will they go for 2 here?
He was due for a big play, and that was it right there. He hasn't gotten really anything going for himself on offense or defense or special teams. And there it is on offense, the big Wildcat play on that jumbo set as they are going for 2 to try and tie up this game. It's not a jumbo set. It's a Luke Robinson behind. We have an official's timeout here. They want to go over some stuff before the ball is snapped.
Something interesting is Benevento is on the sideline if they go for 2. He's not going to be out there.
The refs are ready. Both sides are ready. Robinson is behind the snap, ready to take it. Smith to his right. Rough motions from left to right. Robinson is going to take it. He's going to roll, looking to throw. He throws it to the back of the end zone, and it's caught by Alex Russi in the far corner of the end zone. What a clutch throw. And we talked about that quarterback-to-quarterback connection. That was it right there. 8-8. The Rams on that first play of the fourth quarter tied up.
And that ball was put right in the breadbasket by Robinson to Russi. Russi able to get his hands on it. And although the ball is probably slippery, able to come down with it. And that ties the game up at 8. As you see the celebration is in the New Canaan sideline right now.
You couldn't have said that any better as we take a look at this replay right here. You can see Russi in motion. His main man, he floats it over 2 defenders in that breadbasket like you talked about. That was the perfect word to describe that. Over 2 defenders and right into the hands of Alex Russi. And the clutchness he has to hold on to that ball in these rainy conditions. What a play there from both those quarterbacks.
That is 8-8 even playing field now. New Canaan's defense has got to go out and get another stop. Maloney's offense has got to get the ball to Dante Kelly and Jesus Manuel as we look at a replay on the play that started it all. Benevento able to break free. Is at the 10, the 5, and into the end zone, and that's a touchdown.
What a play there by Alex Benevento. That was the spark that this Rams team needed. Their fans are back into it. Their whole sideline is back into it. And Tucker Stevens is ready to go to kick this one away. Let's see what the Spartans can do here on their second drive of the second half, surprisingly coming in the fourth quarter. 2 receivers back deep to recover. Stevens gives the signal. Stevens kicks it away. Low driving kick. It's recovered. It's bobbled. It's going to be a fake lateral here. He's going to try and cut it back towards that right sideline. He's got green grass. He's going to run it up. And he's going to run over Stevens, and he's going to be wrestled down. Stevens took a big hit, but great play by him there to just get in there and slow him down so that other Rams players can take him down.
Yeah, and what a return there by Maloney as you look at a replay. The fake lateral. It worked out well for the offense. That's number 14, Marquise Ward, who's played a solid game so far. First incorporation into the offense there is Marquise Ward able to get it up to the Rams 51-yard, the Rams 49.
Looked like when he first fake pitched it, he was going to go towards the left, and he had nothing there, so he decided to cut it back and get it into Rams territory at their 49-yard line. What a play there.
Yeah, and the guy he faked lateral too, almost played as a blocker there for him as a play.
Was an inside handoff, but he decides to bounce it outside, and he's got space, and he gets a good gain there. That's a first down, as both offenses are clicking now. We had a 13-yard run there by Maloney, and then obviously at that big jumbo set rushing touchdown there by Benevento. Both offenses are moving.
Yeah, and if you're a New Canaan fan, you've got to hope that your New Canaan defense can make a stand here. Maloney really clicking on all corners here. So look at the rush. Look at the way he got outside, found some green space. Got up past the first down, well into New Canaan territory.
Dinsky has two receivers split. Motion from left to right by the tight end, and there's a flag on the field. It's a false start, the third false start penalty of the game, combined in both teams, second one. And as you can see here, unfortunately, Keegan Noon is being carded. Unfortunately, he took that stomp to the head when his helmet came off on the field. Hopefully he is doing okay. Hopefully he'll get back.
As we look at the replay here on the false start. That's a big penalty if you're Maloney. You don't want those penalties to pile up. And that's a bad penalty at a very bad time.
It's going to be an inside handoff, and he is spun down to the ground. The ball was carried there by Highsmith, and he had nowhere to go. Miles Chisholm again there on the stop. What a player. And what...
Yeah, and another score update here. Darien scored a touchdown, which makes their lead 21-0 over Newtown, and the winner of this game will face what looks to be Darien.
10:05 to go here in this fourth quarter. The game is tied at 8-8 and a low-scoring game like it was last year in that championship game. Motion right to left. Nadinsky pump fakes, now fires. He's going to cut it around. He's going to try and take it towards the near sideline. And what a tackle there by Connor Mazza. 3 different flags are thrown. And it looks like it's going to be a flag on the tackle there. All refs saw it. Marinelli is mad about that. He is walking onto that field. Connor Mazza, the power tackler of this team, and he laid him out.
Yeah, look at the hit stick there by Connor Mazza on Jesus Martel.
And actually, that penalty is going to be an illegal shift there against Maloney. That call is going to stand, and that momentum there.
And look at that play on the replay. You just saw the replay of Connor Mazza completely decking Martel, and that's a big tackle by in a big spot.
The junior going to try and take Benevento's spot next year as the cornerback 1. And he has really shown signs of that this year. Luke Bopp, the deep safety here for New Canaan. 3 receivers out left. Nadinsky takes the snap. 4-man pressure. Has time. Now steps up. Nadinsky almost got tackled from behind by Shakarov. It looked like he was going to get the forced fumble, but Nadinsky just gets it off in a forward-throwing motion.
Yeah, Chukarov got his hands on that ball. I would say that ball could have been completed by Nadinsky if he didn't get touched. But here you look at the replay, got out of the pocket, and Chukarov makes the big play. As he was trying to get it to Martel, Nadinsky not able to complete it. And that is going to be a 4th and 17, and you can't go for it here.
You definitely cannot, and this punting team is going to have to give it out to these deep returners in Benevento and Cooper Smith. Let's see if they can make something happen here, as we have a New Canaan defender run on a little bit late here. Good snap. Almost blocked there. A high booming kick. Benevento is going to let that one go. And that isn't going to go as far as he wanted it to. It's going to be out of bounds at the 22-yard line. New Canaan is going to be set up with decent field position considering where he punted that ball from.
Yeah, that ball was nowhere close to Benevento. Not even a decision to let that one go out. So he had no chance to get it. And if you're New Canaan, you got to be happy with the position you're in. Tied game, you have possession. 9 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. You got to think you need a score here, and you want a touchdown. You almost need a touchdown to set something up. You don't want to take the possibility of missing another field goal with Tucker Stevens, although he has been money this season.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is what the Rams are doing. Jumbo set. Benevento takes it and is going to get a gain of 1 here, 2nd and 9. Let's see. I'm curious to see what happens when it becomes a 3rd and 8 here, for example, and they're going to have to pass the ball. Are they going to keep running it in this jumbo set, or are they going to throw it deep?
As there's Benevento limping off. Not what you want to see. New Canaan has other weapons in Luke Reed and Michael Smith or Cooper Smith. Again, Benevento had the sole touchdown for the Rams.
They've had 4 players carry these jumbo formation snap, and this time it's Cooper Smith who gets to the 40-yard line. He almost broke down one free just like Benevento, but he gets pushed down to the ground by number 4, Amani Ortiz.
Yeah, and if Cooper Smith gets free there, gotta think something is happening here. Look, you see him get tackled. Fortunately, his leg was grabbed, but he was so close to breaking that free for an even bigger yardage gain, and that's Russi on the rush.
That's the 5th player now to carry the ball in the jumbo formation, as we have news and signs that an ambulance has backed up into the parking lot here, I think, to get Keegan Noon, who unfortunately got his head stomped on while his helmet was off on the ground. Hopefully he'll do okay, as the Rams line up here for the 2nd and 8 with 8 minutes to go. Jumbo formation again. All of the Spartans are in the box. Handoff. Here we go. It's Cooper Smith who gets thrown down to the ground. The Rams want a flag for a late hit.
That was a questionable call there. Cooper Smith thrown to the ground. The flag, the difference between a flag and not a flag is whether or not he stepped out of bounds, as there's not going to be a flag thrown on the play, unfortunately. So get a look at the replay. Maloney's defense just really locking up New Canaan on this series. Here's a replay of Cooper Smith's rush.
One of the biggest plays of the game. The Rams need a conversion. Jumbo set. Oh, it's going to be a pitch. Luke Reed pitches it back to Benevento. And that's not going to fool Maloney at all. He's going to be tackled down for a loss of 1, 4th and 10, and Luke Reed is going to stay on the field to punt this one away.
Yeah, you mentioned what would New Canaan do in the 3rd and 9, and that's your answer right there. They ran the ball instead of electing to pass it. So we'll get a look at the replay. Tried to fool Maloney with some trickery, but did not work, and Benevento tackled for a 1-yard loss.
7:20 to go. This could possibly mean 1 possession left each for both teams here, because you have 1 returner in the back for Maloney and Luke Reed at the 29-yard line to punt it away. And that came off of his foot wrong. 40 to the 47-yard line. It's only going to be a punt of 17 yards, and Maloney is set up for points to be scored and retake this lead, as we are tied 8-8 with 7:01 to go.
And you can't be happy there with the punt. And all of Luke Reed's greatness this year in his punts and the range he's had, he unfortunately missed that one a little bit. And that's going to go out at about their own 45, and that's going to give Maloney really good field position, and we'll see if they can capitalize.
And maybe the rainy conditions struck there once again, as that the throw may have been a little off, or the kick and the placement of the foot may have been a little bit off there. As it's 1st and 10 from the Rams' 44-yard line, as Maloney is going to try and march down this field to retake this lead. 2 men in the backfield, left to right motion. 2 receiver split, 1-1. Inside handoff. He's got space. It's Kelly, and Kelly's going to get a solid gain of 6 yards to the 39-yard line.
And if you're Marinelli, you know Dante Kelly's going to be given the ball here, or Highsmith, or Martell, but you know it's going to be Dante Kelly who's going to get the ball first, who's going to get priority. You just got to limit him. Just like Fredericks knew that Benevento was going to get the ball on New Canaan side.
Same formation here. This time it's going to be an outside handoff to the left side, and he is going to be wrapped up near the stick. 40-yard line, gain of 0. That's Highsmith there on the carry this time. Highsmith and Kelly, obviously the dynamic duo for this backfield. The Spartans are going to Be set up for a 3rd and 5.
And that was the Bowdoin commit, Owen Lyden there on the tackle, the stand. You talk about it, he is such a unit when he comes at you and tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Obviously, the first time we've called his name today. The senior captain, coming off of illness, has missed the past 2 games. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 here with 5:50 to go. The Rams are stomping on the bleachers here. Kelly motions out. He's looking for a deep ball. Oh, it's going to be intercepted. Luke Bop. Oh, my goodness. What a momentum change there. Looked like Nadinsky was throwing it to Bop as the wide receiver for the Spartans had to make the tackle there on Bop to try and dart free. Bop was able to hold on to it and give the Rams the ball back.
Yeah, Nadinsky with a little bit of an overthrow there, just like we saw Robinson overthrow the ball earlier, and that ball went right into Luke Bop's hands for his 4th interception on the year, and that is his 2nd in key situations, as he had the one that sealed the deal against Wilton. He has a big one here with just about under 6 minutes remaining in an 8-8 CIAC semifinal game.
That is one of the rare deep balls that we have seen be thrown all game from either side. And that was a costly mistake and turnover there by Maloney, as the Rams are going to be set up at the 16-yard line with 5:38 to go. And here we go. Jumbo package again. Can they get something going? He's going to take it left. He's looking for a hole. He's going to be swallowed up. Gain of 1 there. It's going to be a 2nd and 9 for this Rams unit.
Yeah, let's just take a moment to recognize that New Canaan's defense got the play when they needed it. Talked about defense needing plays and needing a big play, as offenses do, but defenses do too. And Bob able to convert there. Feels like he's always where you need him to be, or he does what he's asked and is always in the right place at the right time. And there was definitely at the right place, right time, as he got the interception. And we'll see if New Canaan can put some points on the board, or if Maloney can get that big play that they need.
Just under 5 to go. It's going to be a direct snap again. Wildcat jumbo formation. It's just going to get another yard, a 3rd and 8. And like you said, going back to Luke Bop, he has made some crucial plays for this New Canaan team today. And obviously he had that seal the game winner pick in the end zone versus Wilton. He is one of the ball hawks on this team along with Alex Benevento. So we have a 3rd and 7 here with 4:36 to go.
There's Cooper Smith coming off the field. And definitely a physical game in every aspect so far. Unfortunately, Keegan New went to the hospital due to an injury. But we also got Benevento limping off at one point. Cooper Smith limping off at one point.
Actually, we have Benevento here to receive the snap here on this jumbo set. Oh, no, it's Luke Reed, and he's going to throw it. He's got number 7, Michael Smith. The trick play there. When Maloney thought they were going to run it and get the 4th down, instead it's a Luke Reed bomb to Michael Smith for a 1st down.
And you talk about it, New Canaan is so good at these trick plays, and part of it is because they run the ball and they run the Wildcat so much, and you see him look like he's going to run the Wildcat and hits Luke Reed right in the hands and able to get the 1st down. But that trickery is what separates New Canaan from most of the other teams that are good at running the ball. This is, they don't just run the ball up the middle, they use that trickery to their advantage.
Jumbo set here again, and he is going to be in the middle of the pile. That's Alex Benevento, who is still limping off the field, but trying to help his Rams teammates out by making plays. He is struggling to walk off. He had to be helped to the sideline there a little bit. So we still have the Blue Wave up 21-0, holding Newtown to a donut right now. And it looks like they are going to punch their ticket to the CIAC Finals as the 8 seed, which you don't see that often.
Robinson will be in at quarterback.
2nd and 9 here.
You need to get some yards. You can't be in a 3rd and long.
It's going to be a handoff to the 2nd man. It's going to go nowhere. Maloney wraps them up.
And you saw New Canaan run 2 guys across the backfield trying to make it look like they were going to the outside and open up a hole in the inside. Not able to open up that hole, and that's what happens. Now it's a 3rd and 6.
This is a big play here. Let's see what Marinelli has in store in his trick plays. That list is probably very big on his play sheet. He loves his trick plays. Let's see if he pulls out another one right here with 2:25 to go in this fourth quarter. It is crunch time, and if they don't get this, Maloney could be set up to get a game-winning field goal or touchdown here. Jumbo set. Robinson hands it off, and the ball is fumbled. But they fall back on top of it.
Slippery ball, and that ball slipped out on the exchange.
By number 7, Mike.
Luckily, it was recovered by Michael Smith. Otherwise, you could have been looking at something very bad.
That could have been a
Possibility.
disaster play there for the Rams and ended their season right there, as all that the Spartans would need is just 10 yards to set up a field goal. As Reed is on, he is a busy man today with his punts, and hopefully it could be a better one than that 17-yard one he had last time.
And here's an opportunity to really pin Maloney in their own side of the field, but you also got to worry about Dante Kelly and him touching the ball.
They take the play clock all the way down to 1:20 to go. That is a booming kick this time, and he's going to get the friendly bounce. It's going to be touchdown at the 33-yard line. It's going to pin the Spartans back deep. 1:15 to go. Spartans are going to look to try and get the game-winning drive.
16, Brady Pesatoro.
Brady Pesaturo, who touched it down.
Oh, it will be placed at Maloney.
And
can't
Maloney needing some offense here. They just need to get into field goal range. But they only have 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining, so maybe Nadinsky will throw the ball here. But he also threw that pick on the last series, which was intercepted by Luke Bopp. The ball is slippery, so you always got to factor that in. The weather, you got to factor in the weather and how the game has gone so far. And it has been a defensive battle between the number 3 and 2 team in Class L.
Here we go. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Nadinsky motions out. Now fires on the screen pass. New Canaan is there, but he's able to evade the tackler, but the second wave of defenders comes in and takes him down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. New Canaan is not going to call any timeouts. They're going to let the clock run down and try and send it to overtime. It's Owen Lyden there. Second time we felt his name this half. Rams definitely happy to have him back.
A lot of faith in your defense if you're Marinelli. Just got to avoid giving up the big play.
It's going to be a pass, and it's dropped. It looked like he climbed the ladder and got it, but that was broken up by the senior captain, Alex Benevento.
And I was going to Jesus Martel, and luckily Benevento was there, and that's the importance of having a guy like Benevento, Mazza, or Bop, being able to break up the plays. And if you bring that down, maybe they call a timeout, but luckily that stops the clock, and it's going to be a 3rd and long for Maloney.
Let's see what Maloney does here, if they're going to try and make New Canaan call timeout. No, it's a pass. Maloney is going to get pressured. He's going to drop the ball. He had some green grass in front of him with 3 blockers ahead. He drops the ball, and the Maloney punt unit is out. 37 seconds to go.
Yeah, no, it's 25. Dante Highsmith, I believe. Uncharacteristic mistake there. And luckily, that's going to be a 4th down. And if you're Maloney, you cannot go for it here. Otherwise, you don't get it. And it sets up an easy New Canaan field goal. A really great defensive series. And a couple of mistakes there by the offense, the Spartans. And maybe he was looking up ahead at the green instead of focusing on catching that ball.
High snap, almost blocked. Line driving kick. And Smith is going to let it bounce. He gets it on the 3rd bounce, and he's able to break a tackle. Smith is going to run it upfield. Smith is going to try and set up some great field position, and he does. 22.9 to go. It takes off around 15 seconds off the play clock. He gets to their own 40-yard line, and Tucker Stevens is going to have to get ready here if he wants a chance to win it for the Rams.
And that was an interesting play there. A great squib kick, first of all, and luckily Smith was able to get the ball and then get to the outside. And imagine trying to catch that and really lock down on that ball. The ball's slippery, and you don't really know where it's going to go.
Obviously here you're going to have to move away from that jumbo formation. Let's see what they do here. And obviously their wide receiver 1, Andrew Esposito, has not caught a pass yet. He's had 1 target the entire game. We have some whistles being blown here.
Esposito and Smith closest to us in the press box. And it looked like Langford and was Benevento.
Maloney called their first timeout. Everyone was condensed near the ball where it was going to be snapped, but then it was a motion where all 5 skill position players motioned out and into their regular positions to try and catch Maloney off guard.
And this is why timeouts are so important and so heavily valued in football. You know, being able to call the timeout here, settle things down for the great defensive stop there, settle things down and really formulate a play to get into striking territory where you can get that field goal. You talk about it, coaches practice these 2-minute drills throughout the entire off season and throughout practices during the season, but especially during the summer. This is what you live for. You live for these 2-minute drills where the pressure and all eyes are on your offense to try and make a play and get into field goal position. And I'm sure New Canaan has Tucker Stevens back and has every belief in Tucker Stevens that he can hit the field goal, although he did miss the one earlier.
Empty backfield here for Robinson. It's going to be the same motion out. All 5 skill position players motion out. Looks like that's Ben Reagan there. Robinson looks right now. He's going to throw left towards Luke Reed, and it's overthrown. Looked like the senior captain, Ben Reagan, motioned out, and he was calling for the ball. Robinson looked that way, but then decided to throw it left and just overthrew it.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Robinson there. Unfortunately missed his man, and what would have been an exponential gain of yardage there. You know, Luke Reed has the size advantage on his defender. Unfortunately, not able to find him, and they might just run the ball here. And in the fourth quarter, it would be tied 8-8 unless they take another shot deep.
I think they may take another shot deep here. I think that's what you want to do here. So 17 seconds, and I don't think the Spartans could score again. It's going to be a Robinson rollout. He's going to roll out right. Now he's going to look left. He's got Esposito, and he's got it at the 30-yard line. He turned around and caught it and fell down to call a timeout right away. The one catch Andrew Esposito makes, it's a big one. One of the biggest ones of the game, and Tucker Stevens may be the savior for this Rams team.
Yeah, you saw Robinson here on the replay. Robinson rolled out and then immediately looked to his left and fires a dime, a bullet to the sophomore Andrew Esposito, and people have been talking about him throughout the entire year. Although he doesn't get loads of receptions, he gets the crucial receptions. He had a touchdown last game. That was a 22-yard touchdown reception on the left side, able to get out on the sideline. And if you're New Canaan, I'm sure Marinelli and Silvestri and the offensive coordinator are trying to figure out how they can get just a couple more yards, because so a 30-yarder is like a 40-yarder with these wet conditions and a slippery ball. You don't want to put your kicker in the position where he's taking a 40-yard field goal. You want him inside the 30, maybe give him a little bit easier of a kick.
I think if you want Stevens to be comfortable here, I think you want to at least get 5 more yards here, and possibly they'll run the jumbo set here to try and just get some more yards.
It's going to be a quick play, though. You're not taking a shot towards the end zone. You don't want time to expire. It's going to be a quick, maybe a slant route, or they're going to rush the ball. But it's not a jumbo set. Just got
Benevento is on the field here with Reed and Smith in the backfield. It's going to be a timeout here by Maloney.
Timeout. Maloney.
And before we get into another timeout, Darien is up 21-0 right now against Newtown. I know the graphic just flashed a second ago, and the winner of this game will face what looks like Darien, who is the 8th seed. But this game is electric right now, and it has turned up in the fourth quarter. Both defense, it has been all defense so far in this game. Obviously 8-8, the score reflects that, but going past that, the offense is just not able to get anything going until these last couple of series. They have maybe 1 or 2 good series throughout the entire game, and that has been the offense. You mentioned Maloney's touchdown came within the first 3 minutes of the game. Then the first 4 minutes of the game, Maloney was up 8-0. Then New Canaan's touchdown obviously came recently in the fourth quarter, but they have a great opportunity here after the long reception by Andrew Esposito.
And this does not feel like a second-round playoff game. This feels like the championship game, and this could be the deciding factor of who goes there. Benevento goes in motion. Robinson, play action. Robinson firing deep down the field. Esposito almost catches it. It goes through his arms near the near sideline at the 4-yard line. He looked to end it right there as there's 4.5 left on the clock. Let's see what they decide to do here. Looks like Robinson is going to start walking off. No, he's going to stay on. They're going to try run one more quick play and call a timeout.
And you mentioned that Maloney made that defensive adjustment on the last play. Kevin Frederick made the defensive adjustment on the last play to put Dante Kelly on Esposito, and he was able to break up that play. Just something if you didn't notice. And then here, Tucker Stevens, the first-year New Canaan kicker after coming from Darien last year, has an opportunity to send New Canaan to the CIAC Class L championship with a win over a very good Maloney team.
Usually you would see a timeout there by the defense. This time it's by Silvestri, trying to ice his own kicker there. You don't really want to do that here. This is going to be the last play of the game here. 4.5 to go. Can Stevens send him to the championship game? The former Darien kicker may face his former team for the second time this year. Here we go. Everyone is tense on both sidelines. The fans from both teams are also tense. This is a big moment here for Tucker Stevens, the junior.
And the season may not be on the line here, but it's a chance to end Maloney's season. Tucker Stevens with the biggest play of the season so far for New Canaan football. It's going to be recorded by everyone. Everyone has their phones out in the stands. And New Canaan kneeling.
New Canaan sideline is kneeling. Stevens. Oh my goodness. What a play there. The Maloney defender knew it too. He is down on the ground. Offsides Maloney. Tucker Stevens is going to get helped with 5 more yards. That whole offensive line just went down into their formation right away. They didn't snap the ball or they didn't do a false start. The Maloney defender jumped, and they are going to get 5 more yards to try and send the Rams to the championship game.
And that was Marquise Ward on the offsides there, and you saw he was down. He's played so well so far, and unfortunately, that might be the way his season ends as Tucker Stevens with the attempt here.
Robinson with the hold. They get into their formation. Oh my goodness, they did it again! This time it was a 2-step process. They go down, then they put their hands down, and that was another offsides penalty. That's 10 total yards Tucker Stevens has gotten, thanks to his O-lineman and that Maloney D-line.
And that was Nicholas Arroyo there on the offsides, number 6. Or not number 6.
The bag of tricks. 2 of them coming within the last 4 seconds of the game.
That was Brendan Borak, number 80 there on the offsides. And we talked about it. Penalties have been key in this game. Penalties have come at such crucial times. And those are going to hurt.
And we have a timeout here from Maloney. Now they're icing Stevens. That was unbelievable. I have not seen something like that from this Rams team in the past 4 years I have been here. What an incredible play by Marinelli. The fact that he was able to get them to bite twice in a row, that is unbelievable. And that is what a veteran coach can do for you.
You talk about it, Marinelli is such an experienced coach, and he has a record. He has won 392 games in his career and 377 at New Canaan. So definitely he's got a lot on the resume, and well-coached teams are able to do that, and you see New Canaan able to do it there.
And here we go. The entire New Canaan sideline is kneeling. The Maloney sideline is standing up, jumping around. The New Canaan sideline
one in the game, but a chance to redeem himself, and that would all be forgotten.
The chance to send New Canaan to the championship game. Robinson. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is good. Tucker Stevens just gets enough under it. And that ends the game. The New Canaan Rams have advanced to the 2024 CIAC Finals versus Darien. We have a Turkey Bowl rematch. And Tucker Stevens, the former Darien kicker, has just pushed the Rams through.
Yeah, and that kick was up in the air for a very long time. We're not sure if it was in. That's why we had to pause for that extra second. But what a celebration here that has ensured, that has come onto the campus of New Canaan High School and into Dunning Field. Maloney, first time visiting here. But also, it was the field goals that won New Canaan the game last year with Ty Groff, who I believe had two key field goals, or three. There was 3 key field goals in the game last year, and New Canaan ends it on a field goal here against a very good Maloney team. And not enough credit can be given to both defenses and both offenses, both such good teams. And unfortunately, it was the mistakes at the end of the game that really killed Maloney.
Tucker Stevens, ice in his veins on this rainy, windy day. The former Darien kicker has just sent the New Canaan Rams to the 2024 CIAC Finals versus Darien. What a season Maloney had. They almost pulled off the upset here, but unfortunately their season is ending today. But what a fight they put up. 11-8 is your final score here from Dunning Stadium. What a game. What are your takeaways from this game? Obviously, the second half adjustments played a big role. The Rams outscored Maloney 11-0 in that second half. What a game.
There you talk about it. New Canaan really showed that they can win whether they score 40 points or they put up just around 10. It was such a good game from both defenses and both offenses. And New Canaan able to sneak out with the victory. But you talk about it, every team needs to meet. These teams have only met twice, so not a lot of scouting on each other. But it was always about the matchup between Benevento and Dante Kelly and Jesus Martel. And Benevento had many key plays, including that breakup of Martel. And there has been so many good plays in this game. And it was such a tight game. If you're Maloney, you're going away with heartbreak, obviously, from the field goal. And 2 key crucial penalties that instead of making it about a 40-yard field goal, it made it a 30-yard field goal. And I'm not sure Tucker Stevens would have hit it if it was from 40 because it just barely went in from 30. But you talk about it, the conditions were so rough today, and they had such a major impact on this game.
Yeah, no, my heart is still beating. And the reason why we had that long pause in the middle of that call was because we didn't know if it was going in or not. It just got over, and that was because of the 10 yards that Marinelli drew up to draw Maloney offsides for. What a game that the Rams played today, especially in that second half. And that is led by the veteran coaching and your star players. You had that, obviously, that Alex Benevento touchdown. Then that 2-point conversion there from both quarterbacks, Robinson to Russi. Couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, you talk about everybody really showing up when they needed to. And New Canaan showed up when they needed to in the key moment. And that's gonna end Maloney's season at 10-2. Such an amazing season, though. You talk about it. They were the 3rd-ranked team in Class L, and everybody knew coming into this game that this game was going to be a dogfight. And it's going to be won by defense. It wasn't so much about scoring as many points as you could. Both defenses didn't allow that many points to be scored. This is such a low-scoring game. Both of our predictions were completely wrong yet again, but such an amazing game by both teams.
Yeah, we just want to take one time to say thank you to everyone, our camera crew, our producer Naf Sahai, our stats and Twitter, PJ Neville,
and Ryan
Bell. And we want to thank everyone for tuning in to the 2023 season NC football. This is the last game we will be streaming for this fall season, especially for this amazing football team that we are lucky to announce for. But before we go, we want to look at our sponsors. We want to say thank you for tuning in to today's game. Ethan Bonner and John Frears signing off.
Platinum and gold sponsors. We would like to thank our platinum sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commission, residential, and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal, constructed with intention and integrity. We would like to thank our platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. Platinum sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting a pool or addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Franjune Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist you with all of your automotive needs. Platinum sponsor Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands and welcome the New Canaan community to their newly renovated store this fall. Go Rams. Platinum sponsor Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Platinum sponsor Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's market has supported NC Rams athletics and your entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsor Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2023-2024 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams.
If you want to stay updated on all our Rams sports, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at NCTV78. And in order to watch our bi-weekly broadcasts, live streams of the NCHS sports, and our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, also at NCTV78. Thank you, and let's go Rams!
Support the NCHS Scholarship Foundation. Purchase a golf ball. Someone will win a brand new 2024 Chevy Colorado. The NC Color Drop will take place March 24th at Waveney. Check out the truck today, located at the entrance of Denny Stadium. Already have a truck? There are 11 other great prizes too, including a $2,000 gift card to Walter Stewart's Market. All proceeds will go directly to NCHS graduates who rely on financial aid to help pay their college tuition expenses.